Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. Let's go ahead and get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are on the rise this morning with S&P futures up 1.16%, Dow futures up 1.08%, and NASDAQ futures up 1.31%. U.S. futures have rallied while Treasury yields stabilized as confidence returns to markets after last week's turmoil. The advance was broad, with stocks tied to economic reopenings and faster growth, which paved the way for some big gains this morning. Apple, Tesla, and American Airlines have each climbed in early U.S. trading. Benchmark Treasury yields added to 2 basis points to 1.43%, and the dollar is steady. Meanwhile, commodities are moving higher. Oil futures rose towards $63 a barrel after losing 3.2% on Friday. An OPEC meeting is expected for Thursday and should loosen the straps on pricing a bit more. Over in Europe, the Stock 600 index rose the most in 3 months, led by retail and travel shares. And over in Asia, the MSI Asia Pacific Index was up 1.5%, the best performance in the month, led by gains in Japan. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Shane, I'm with you. I see the S&Ps are just rolling very strong, up over 1% today. They've been, at this level all day. I look at what happened over in Asia overnight, and you're seeing some really strong gains. The Nikkei was up 2.41%. China was up 1.21%. And the Hang Seng was up 1.63%. So that's all benefit. You look over in Europe, the DAX is up 1%. The FTSE's up over 1.36%. And the Paris CAC, which is up 1.35%, even though some negative news came out with regards to the former prime minister just a few minutes ago. I'm very positive today. I think that we're going to see some, nice action. The key catalyst here is President Biden's $1.9 trillion fiscal stimulus package, which passed in the House. It's now just awaiting Senate approval. News that the FDA has approved the Johnson & Johnson one-shot COVID-19 vaccine. That's also providing support that to the notion that the economy is going to be coming back to normal very soon. Got oil prices moving higher. This kind of concerns me because, there's an OPEC meeting this week, and it's expected to be kind of tense with Russia and looking to increase their production, Saudi Arabia looking to increase their production. They can do that while oil prices are elevated high right now. But no matter what, an increase in production would lead to lower oil prices. So you got to keep your eye on this OPEC meeting that's going on this week.
Moving into earnings to watch today. But what type of earnings are we looking at?
We got another good number of good companies releasing today. You got 3D Systems, that's triple D, DDD. Their price for a 5.6% move. Remember, these guys were supposed to release last week. They postponed the release. I can see it go both ways, but this stock has tripled this year, so I'm a little concerned there. NIO, ticker NIO, they're set to release this afternoon, 7.3% move. Lemonade, ticker LMND, their price for a 4.9% move when they release.
Any insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
As I mentioned the other day, Lemonade is interesting to me. Last quarter, the stock sold off when they released their earnings, even though they released better than expected numbers and raised guidance. Valuations for Lemonade are really high. This is ticker LMND. They'll need to deliver something substantial to justify the stock price move. And I said it's doubled in the past quarter. You look at 3D Systems. This stock has tripled in price this year. Earnings, are going to be released, and we'll have to see what they look like. Target, this is a very interesting one to me because the retailers are elevated in price, but Target's a little bit different. The comparable same store sales data is showing Target has been the biggest beneficiary to the pandemic in buying. Their e-commerce sales are still very strong. It's priced for a good move, so I'm liking shares of Target. I think we could see some opportunity there today.
Moving into economic reports, Bill, what type of reports are we expecting today?
10 a.m., the ISM Manufacturing Index is set to be released, as well as numbers on construction spending. Um, and then we got a little Fed speak going on this morning. New York Fed Governor John Williams will be speaking at 9 a.m. You have at 9:05, we have the Fed Board Governor Laurel Brainard, who will be speaking. And at 3 p.m. This afternoon, we have Atlanta Fed Bank President Raphael Bostic scheduled to give a speech.
Moving into our morning's critical insight, starting things off with one on Enlivix Therapeutics, that's ticker ENLV. The company has entered a new research collaboration with Mount Sinai Health System for the development of clinical strategies for Allocetra with checkpoint inhibitors. Enlivix share price is up 2.62% higher in pre-market. In other news, CoStar Group, ticker CSGP, has submitted a revised proposal to acquire CoreLogix, ticker CLGX, adding $450 million to the offer. The new offer represents a $17 per share higher and improved offer over competing offers from Stone Point and Insight, which is equivalent to over $1.25 billion more in aggregate value. In other news, WEC Energy has agreed to acquire a 90% ownership interest in Jayhawk Wind Farm, with a new facility to be built in Bourbon and Crawford counties in Kansas. The new site will consist of 70 GE wind turbulents. One on Exxon Mobil, ticker XOM. Share price has gone up 4.3% in pre-market after adding Jeff Ubben and Michael Angelakis to the board. One on Accenture, ticker ACN. Company is to acquire industrial robotics and automation solutions for in undisclosed terms. Accenture's share price is up 0.15% in pre-market. Last one for me, Foresight Autonomous, ticker FRSX, announced that its subsidiary, iNet Mobile, has successfully completed a controlled trial of iNet's Protect Cellular-based accident prevention solution for intelligent transport system division of a multi-billion-dollar global Japanese vehicle manufacturer. So basically, it's to say that the safety system they've come up with through iNet is just as good as this Japanese vehicle manufacturer. Which one is not disclosed, but one of the big ones. So the Foresight company is up 20% in pre-market off of this news. Bill, what are you seeing as far as news this morning?
Well, Shane, I break my news alerts down into specific sectors and onto specific events. It really helps me gain an edge every morning. And I always have that knowledge in the back of my head for when new events come up or new situations appear. That gives me a real trading edge every day. I looked this morning and I see a story on Amazon. And this is one I've been talking about. Amazon is kind of meddling in this union vote that's going on in Alabama. Well, President Biden just came out over the weekend and he told Amazon not to be meddling in the upcoming Alabama unionization vote. So it's kind of interesting to see what will happen to those results. Here's one on Facebook and Google. It's really, India has this, Reliance Industries. It's a company out of India, $1 billion organization. They've partnered with Facebook and Google to set up a national digital payment network. It'll be interesting to see what happens, there. But that's kind of a positive story. And Facebook, here's one that you're not going to find elsewhere. I mean, Instagram, the head of Instagram sent out a cryptic tweet, just recently about upcoming feature announcement that's supposedly going to be coming out today at 11 a.m. So you want to be watching shares of Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram, and there could be something material coming out later this morning. My Dow Jones 30 alert, I watch this every morning for ideas and, opportunities. Look at Walmart. Walmart it's such a good company. They just dropped their $35 minimum for express delivery service. Now, Walmart also hired a guy from Goldman Sachs who ran the Goldman Sachs consumer banking division, which he started from scratch. They just hired him to help run their e-commerce platform. You look at these things and, you can, the options are really interesting as well. I have a couple ideas I'm happy to share with you. Anyone who's wants to know about them. Merck, They got an FDA approval for a new drug application this morning. McDonald's is considering selling part of Dynamic Yield. Dynamic Yield is interesting. They recently bought this company about a year ago. It's an artificial intelligence startup that provides personal digital promotions to consumers. It's very interesting that they just chose to, they're choosing to perhaps make that sell part of interest or make it public. It lowers the cost of their purchase price, and they still get the added benefit, and they can prevent their competitors from using it. They could use it to other outside organizations. In the banking news, Citigroup, Jane Fraser takes over as CEO of Citigroup today. Her two main goals: simplify the bank and make regulators happy. JP Morgan, I noticed that Morgan Stanley raised its price target on JP Morgan to 150 this morning. And as I said, Goldman Sachs, Omar Ismail, he's leaving to run Walmart's fintech startup. He's the guy that started the consumer banking business for Goldman from scratch and did a really good job. I have an FDA alert that I'm watching, ticker PRGO. They announced an agreement to sell their generic RX business for $1.55 billion. And take a look at shares of ATNX, Alpha Tom, Nancy X-Ray. Stock's down 50% this morning. They announced that the FDA has issued a complete response letter for the company's new drug application. That CRL application said, hey, this drug's just not ready to be approved in its current form, which is why you're seeing the stock get hit today. But that's what I'm seeing this morning, some of my alerts, Shane.
Moving into our Trade Talk picks for today, I'm picking Foresight Autonomous, so ticker FRSX, one of the ones I spoke about earlier. It announced about the subsidiary iNet Mobile with its safety trial for this accident prevention solution it has, and how it's just as successful as one of the biggest Japanese vehicle manufacturers and their safety features in their cars. So it's something that's got a lot of momentum behind it. It's already up over 20%. Now it's 21% in pre-market. But the thing that's nice about it is it was a $6 stock that's now up to $8, still under $9 off of 20% higher. So this is something that I think we can see some more momentum on. And it's really good news for them. And car industry is hot right now. And so this is something that I could see pushing higher. What's your pick looking like today, Bill?
I see a lot of great opportunities today, but I'm really going to stick with Target. But you know what? I don't want to be buying it at 186. I want to buy it at the 185 level. So I'm kind of holding off. There's other ideas that I really like, some long, some short, that I'm sure will be profitable as well. But Target's earnings are coming out this afternoon. It's priced for a big run. Their e-commerce is firing on all cylinders. They did such a good run last quarter. I'm expecting shares of Target, that's ticker TGT, to show some nice appreciation, a nice run into the earnings today. I just want to get it at a cheaper price. I want to buy it at that discount. So I'm going to wait for it to touch that 185-ish level, and then I'll execute. But that's my pick for today, Target, ticker TGT.
Moving into what's hot off the press, this is the news that's hitting the tape as we speak that will be moving the stocks today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Bill, looking at our newswire alerts and seeing all the headlines that are streaming in, which are the ones we should be letting traders know about?
Well, let's just talk about the Chinese oil company CNOOC. NYSE is planning to delist it in a regulatory filing that came out today. Camping Worldwide, these guys are acquiring Triple ARV Center out of Oregon in ticker DNOW, now incorporated. They're going to be acquiring DR Energy Services, but the terms were not disclosed. But those are a couple things I'm seeing right now. Are you seeing anything special?
Well, one on Black Hills, ticker BKH, just a headline came in about they've incurred $600 million of additional natural gas costs from the recent weather events. It's interesting.
Here's one, HubSpot's HUBS, Henry Underboy Sheila. HubSpot CEO Brian Halligan is injured in an accident. While he was expected to make a full recovery, we want to find out what this accident was.
One on Dick's Sporting Goods, ticker DKS. Company set to open 3 new Dick's Sporting Goods locations and 1 warehouse in March.
I see shares of Boeing. I see Morgan Stanley put out a $250 price target on the stock.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing this morning.
Same here. So that's going to do it for us as far as what's hot off the press. But traders, keep in mind, you can receive the same breaking stories just like us simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. It will definitely up your trading game. Lastly, moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Friday. I had Johnson & Johnson, ticker JNJ. It opened at $162.76, and it spent the day trading a bit lower and ended up closing at $158.46. However, for anyone who held on to the stock, it is reversing its losses today. The news came out a little bit late for us, so it's up already 2% in pre-market, so it's reversing its losses, and hopefully we could see some appreciation that we couldn't see on Friday. How'd your pick end up doing, Bill?
Listen, everybody was expecting that Johnson & Johnson news on Friday. I did Dell on Friday, and Dell was a really good call because it wasn't up significantly. They had a really blowout quarter in earnings, and it just wasn't moving as much as, to show off what a great quarter they had. Dell opened up on Friday at $80.68, and then it ran out of the gate. Next thing you know, it's trading close to $83 a day, which easily beat the goal of 1% or $1. So my pick was solid on Friday with Dell.
Nice. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.